Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 underrated rock bands.
Don't you cry no more.
For this list, we'll be looking at the best groups that deserve more attention for their contributions to the genre. Did we forget about any other worthy rock act? Let us know in the comments below.
If you like what you're hearing, be sure to check out the full song at the link below.
Like the spread eagle talons in flight. I simplistic decision ain't no outbid division set for life.
Number 10, Big Star. Known for their impressive catalog of power pop, Big Star should have been much bigger than they were.
September girls, they said how much I was your butch.
They delivered several high-quality albums in the 1970s without achieving the heights of other contemporaries. Led by songwriters like Alex Chilton, the group provides both big rock numbers and slower acoustic ballads.
Won't you let me walk you home from school?
Chris Bell also contributed to their early work before leaving the band, rounding out their jangly sound on number 1 record. They released 2 more records in the decade to further acclaim and little commercial success. Practically unknown in their day, the act became well known after famous fans like REM sang their praises, and the Replacements even wrote a song about Alex Chilton called Alex Chilton. Number 9, Triumph. Kickstarting their career in the mid-1970s, Triumph arrived at the perfect time for heavier sounds and arena anthems. The Canadian group then maintained a consistent output throughout the early 1990s. Songs like Lay It on the Line are classics in their own right, featuring high-powered vocals and guitar work. Singer Rick Emmett's booming melodies provide a strong foundation for this and many other singles, such as Magic Power. His musical chemistry with the killer rhythm section of Mike Levine and Gil Moore rounds out their stratospheric sound. A series of successful records earned them respect in Canada, earning a spot in the Canadian Music Hall of Fame and other esteemed honors. Number 8, The Replacements. Hailing from Minnesota, The Replacements were the band that almost conquered the mainstream. They began as a punk act before transitioning into more melodic rock. Albums like Let It Be and Tim were highly acclaimed for their pioneering indie sound. Paul Westerberg sang for the group, giving them edgy vocal tracks full of grit and charm. Many artists have cited them as a huge inspiration, ranging from grunge to indie acts. While their hard partying got the best of them, the band's surviving members have attempted other musical ventures in the years since. They were arguably ahead of their time, and singles like I Will Dare could have been major hits in a different decade. Number 7, Deep Purple. Deep Purple is more than just smoke on the water. They're a collection of rock musicians that helped to shape heavy metal. Releasing singles like Highway Star, the group achieved early success with their harder sound in the late 1960s and early 70s. Singer Ian Gillan's towering voice is one of the best reasons that the act took off, along with the guitar work of Ritchie Blackmore. Though the band has seen numerous lineup shifts, including Gillan departing and returning multiple times, Deep Purple have remained an awesome and inspiring band. The incredible drumming of Ian Pace is just one reason why they're so special. Their ability to create iconic riffs and grooves put them in the league of hard rock greats. Number 6, Kansas. Embracing the power of the 70s, Kansas tackled epic songs and rich ballads. They're perhaps best known for their hit Carry On Wayward Son. Being the calling card for the group, the single has all the showmanship and engaging storytelling that marks some of their best efforts, and was reintroduced to audiences in the 21st century as Supernatural's unofficial theme song. Dust in the Wind captures them at the opposite end of their sound, willing to be poetic and vulnerable with their lyrics.
All they are is dust in the wind.
This spectrum represents the range of their musical powers. While not known as individuals, the collective came together to create an indelible soundtrack for one of rock's finest decades. Number 5. The Guess Who. Never underestimate the power of Canadian rock and roll.
American woman, listen what I say.
One of the country's best exports from the classic era comes courtesy of the Guess Who. The Manitoba band got their start in the 1960s, but they came into their own in the early 1970s as hitmakers. Singer Burton Cummings delivered a raw performance on American Woman and other singles, leading a group that included furious guitar sounds from Randy Bachman. They knew how to hit audiences with engrossing tunes like No Sugar Tonight / New Mother Nature and No Time. Incorporating blues and psychedelic productions, the act found themselves in a creatively furtive period to expand the concept of hard rock. They might be overshadowed by other Canadian bands, but they definitely deserve much more attention.
'Cause it's the new Mother Nature taking over.
Number 4. The Kinks. Sometimes lost among other huge bands in the 1960s, the Kinks were capable of all the intensity and intricate writing of their rivals.
You really got me going. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing.
The group arguably brought distorted guitar to the mainstream. Dave Davies' riff on You Really Got Me changed rock music forever, creating a new benchmark for guitarists.
You really got me. You really got me. You really got me.
His brother Ray fronted the band and provided songwriting that competed with The Who, the Rolling Stones, and even the Beatles. They maintained a musical integrity that allowed them to branch into more elaborate work in the 1970s.
Let me take you on a little trip. My supersonic ship's at your disposal if you feel so inclined.
Songs such as Waterloo Sunset and Lola also brought out their folk side, showing that the act was much more than a few catchy riffs.
Hello, hello, la 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 la.
Number 3. Social Distortion. Social Distortion has a little something for both rock fans with traditional sensibilities and the rebellious crowd.
Story of my life.
They started in the hardcore punk scene, building up credibility with distorted guitars and attitude. The band then incorporated more country and rockabilly influences into their music. This brought them more attention, earning them enjoyable hits like Ball and Chain.
Take away, take away, take away this ball and chain.
Acts like this could have squandered in their early success, but this one was eager to evolve. The group even covered Johnny Cash's Ring of Fire. With Mike Ness's Tough as Nails voice, these underdogs earned their reputation as an entity willing to break the rules. Number 2. Blue Oyster Cult. Blue Oyster Cult is much more dynamic than anyone might expect. Their exceptional musical skills bring together elements of progressive, heavy metal, and traditional rock.
I'm burning for you.
Don't Fear the Reaper isn't just a cultural landmark for its appearance on SNL. It also features killer guitar parts like all of their other songs, showcasing the talents of guitarists Buck Dharma, Eric Bloom, and Alan Lanier.
Come on, baby, don't feel the reaper. Baby, take my hand, don't feel the reaper.
Without missing a beat, the same band put out an ode to Godzilla that's as catchy as anything they ever did. They weren't afraid to get loud or show people a good time with tongue-in-cheek tracks. Above all, members like Dharma and the many other bandmates keep the spirit of the act alive. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Pixies. The Pixies might be among the finest indie rock bands of any decade. Using a relatively simple songwriting technique, singer Black Francis led the group through an important period in the late 80s and early 90s. The group managed to create indelible melodies and catchy tunes that feel timeless.
Where is my mind? Where is my mind?
Their initial catalog inspired the likes of Kurt Cobain, who mentioned the Pixies as a major influence on the Nirvana discography. The likes of records such as Surfer Rosa and Doolittle contain blueprints for the alternative movement. Even as they press on with work in the 21st century, they're still not mainstream enough to be called anything other than underrated.
Do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you're a fan of the song playing right now, be sure to check out the music video for it right here.